Welcome to the knowledge series for YogaKshema. I am joined by Dr. Usha Vasthare, the founder of YogaKshema Rehabilitation and Wellness Center. Today's session we will be covering mindful parenting. So parenting is one of the most important roles all of us play in our lives. And it's a role where we are probably getting into it instinctively. We all start off with really some patterns that we build through our own childhood and get into parenting without sufficient thought. And then we are thrust into parenting into what is probably the most significant and long-lasting role of all our lives. So in this context, the topic is mindful parenting, but at least I have seen parenting as an instinctive process. So how do you think about the topic of mindful parenting?
See, usually parents are anxious about the future, anxious about how the kids would turn out, always worrying and being anxious about the future. The first and foremost thing about mindful parenting is about being in the present moment, fully, completely, not worried about the future, how the kid is going to turn out to be, but being in the present moment. And being in the present moment to be mindful. What does that mean? Again, doing the right thing rather than focusing on doing things right. Doing things right will automatically happen. When I say doing the right thing, it just does not mean whatever comes to that parent. This is where true parenting and especially mindful parenting is very crucial, because doing the right thing comprises of our values. Values as parents, values, how do we bring up the kids? Many times the values of one parent might be different than the other parent. And I always say there is no right or wrong in values. It's about what we believe and what is foremost, whether it's in short term or long term.
Before you go into the other topics, one of the things I wanted to bring up was on biases itself. At least my observation of parenting is we repeat the mistakes or the good things our parents did. So in a way, all of us, when we are young adults, want to be very different from our parents, but by the time your parents end up at least to a large extent either copying or doing the exact opposite of what our parents did. And I'm assuming that is a lot due to lack of self-awareness. Could you just shine the light on that a little bit, and how can we mindfully do better?
Yeah. Lack of self-awareness on the parent side, and also not just lack of self-awareness. As you rightly said in the beginning, Samit, we are thrown into this parenting. We kind of are so glad that we are becoming parents. We get the room ready, we get the furniture ready and whatnot, but without thinking about how are we going to really bring the kids into this world, and with all the differences that we have between ourselves. So we need to put in a lot more effort into the knowledge itself, knowledge about parenting, and what is it in this day and age, and what should we bring from our parents, and what should we build on what our parents have brought up. So we need to make that shift from, rather than just taking care of the needs of the kids, initially, that is true, that is how we start off, to making that shift as parenting to learning, growing and evolving, and even more importantly, making this journey as a joyous one, making the path itself as the goal and the journey as the destination. As long as we mix that joyful experience of parenting with all of this, then it will be a whole lot easier. I will never say smooth sailing, but little bit easier for ourselves, rather than just caring for the kids and being providers for our kids.